Hey there, it's Bogdan, and I'm super excited to be sharing this video with you talking about identity change. See, in my most recent book called Self-Mastery, I was talking about the idea of identity and how who we are largely shapes what we see in the world, subjectively see in the world. And we're seeing this very much right now. See, the time of when I'm filming this, the world is still in quarantine and lockdown. There's a lot of chaos and uncertainty in the world. But even in a time like this, with certain uncertainty, with chaos, some people are coping with it differently than others. And that's kind of the overarching question of a lot of my work over the years, which is, why does that happen? Why are some people in this chaos, in the quarantine, in lockdown, in uncertainty, still finding opportunities to thrive? They're still being optimistic. They're still searching opportunities. They're being courageous. They're making things happen. They're happy even in this uncertainty. And other people they've built up characteristics. They've built up an identity where as soon as things don't work out for them, they give up easily. Or they're not courageous. Or they lack confidence and lack that self-esteem. Or they just kind of maybe over the years they've gotten sad. They don't feel like they're growing. They don't feel like they're progressing. Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about identity. And specifically, I'm making this video to share about identity change. I'm going to share with you 3 steps, a kind of 3-step big picture framework for how you can begin to make changes in who you are, how you can become a better version of yourself, how you can develop certain characteristics. Because maybe as you're watching this video, you're someone who you want to be a little bit more confident. And for a long time, this was a challenge that I struggled with. I struggled with confidence. I struggled with social situations. I was very shy and reserved and a lot of things like that, and it held me back. But then slowly, I used this kind of process and I built confidence in my life. Also, I was getting annoyed and frustrated easily. I built greater calmness into who I am, into my identity. And so I'm going to share how you can do the same. How you can build perhaps confidence or greater calmness or greater courageousness or greater ability to keep going in the face of challenges, being more persistent, being more perseverant so you're able to achieve what you want to achieve. Whichever characteristics you want to build, I'm going to show you how you can change who you are, evolve who you are, and take it to the next level. So let's get into this video. So firstly, let's start over here with who we are. So for a long time, if you look back historically, centuries, decades, millennia even, it was believed for a very long time that who we are is fixed. That we're kind of born into this world and we are who we are. That we have certain habits, we have certain behaviors. Even the idea of free will was challenged for a long time, and kind of one of the classic assumptions was that we just are who we are. And that our brain is fixed. And you can't become a better person, for example. But then a lot of this has been challenged over the last few decades thanks to modern research. It's shown us a lot of things. A lot of industries and fields of research have emerged out of this. For example, I'm not sure if you've heard of, but neuroplasticity. They've done research that actually shows physical changes in the brain when you perform certain activities. They change in character. They've shown a lot of stuff about personal growth and how it's possible. How with small changes to who we are, we can actually evolve. We can rewire our brain, our psychology. And again, I'm going to show you how to do this. So the first idea that I want you to get out of this video, you are not fixed. Our brain, our psychology, our results in life are not fixed. This is kind of the big idea behind personal growth in this whole industry that I've been so amazingly part of for the last 6-7 years since dropping out of high school. You are not fixed. Who we are is not fixed. Our results are not fixed. We can grow, we can improve our results, we can improve our health and fitness, we can improve our wealth, our career, our finances, we can improve our joy and life, we can improve our relationships. It's not fixed. They've done studies, for example, that in the health and fitness space, your genetics make up only about 3 to 5% of whether you're likely to get some disease or something like that. When in fact, for decades or for centuries, people used to assume that if someone had a disease, you would get that as well. Or in wealth, people assume that if you're born poor, you're going to be poor for life. It's not the case. It's not fixed. We can grow. And how do we do that? So the first step is who we are actually comes from our actions, our habits, and our beliefs. If you have, let's take confidence, for example. If you have confident actions, confident habits, if you do things in a certain way, if you think about things in a certain way, certain patterns, you're going to be a confident person. Or let's say calmness. If you do certain things, you're more likely to be a calm person. You can develop that characteristic. You can develop that skill, that part of your identity. So who we are comes from our actions, our habits, and underneath all of that is our beliefs. Now, even within this, our actions are usually the things we do one time, versus our habits is the things that we do repeatedly in our life. The way we wake up, the way we go through our day, the way we respond to certain situations. Our brain forms habits to support us, because when you're doing the same thing over and over, it automates it to kind of save energy, to help you, to do it on autopilot. And so we build these habits, and our habits actually, modern research also shows, make up about 95% of the decisions and the actions we take each day. Point is though, if you want to become a certain type of person, you have right now habits and actions and belief that are making you that type of person. And so the first step is first identifying who you want to be. So for a lot of people, they haven't even gone through this step. If you want to become a better person and get better results in life, the first step, realize who do you want to be. From early on, maybe when I was like 12 or 13 years old and I first got into this field, I figured out and I became very clear, I want to be a more confident person. I want to be better in social situations. I don't want to be terrified of vulnerability, terrified of putting myself out there in public, terrified of being embarrassed by doing something stupid or whatever, terrified of failure, always needing to be right. I didn't want those things. I wanted to be confident. I wanted to be grounded. I wanted to be able to find joy in whatever happens in life. Right now, I wanted to be able to find joy even in the midst of a global kind of lockdown. I want to be able to find hidden opportunities that I can use, that I can enjoy this time, that I can be proactive, be effective. So who do you want to be? And for you, what are the characteristics you want to develop? Maybe it's confidence, maybe it's calm, maybe it's courageousness. Maybe in the past you've given up very easily. You want to be someone who's more perseverant. What are those characteristics? Maybe you want to be someone who's more centered, develop that kind of inner peace that's talked about a lot in personal growth as well. So first step is clarity, and I talk about this a lot in my books as well. How do you develop that clarity? But the first step is, who do you want to be? What characteristics are you going to develop as part of the new you, the better you? The second step is, based on this, what actions do you need to take on that? A lot of people don't do this step, but I begin working with clients and they tell me who they want to be, and I ask them, what do you need to do to get there? And they're clueless. They don't know, and so I help them identify the actions, the habits, the beliefs that they need to change, and I walk them through processes which I don't have time for here, but I have programs and books and coaching for that to help people do that process, to help them change very, very quickly, very, very rapidly. But the point is identifying what actions you want to take. Here's a very simple example. Some people, they get tempered and they react kind of instinctively. Their reptilian brain just reacts and they just snap as soon as something bad happens. That's part of their current identity. How do they become? Let's say they want to become a more calm, grounded person, a more peaceful person, someone who's able to see things with greater perspective. How do you do that? Well, one of the new habits you may adopt is meditation. Meditation is something that over 1,000 scientific studies have done to show a wide array of benefits, not just greater calm and greater centeredness and groundedness, but also helps us with confidence, also helps us sleep, also helps us with our health, our mental health, physical health, for example, meditation. And so meditation is an action that leads to you becoming a calmer person. If you sit down every day for 5 or 10 minutes in the morning and you meditate, that new action will lead you to become a new person, especially when you do it consistently, which brings me to the third step here. The third step is consistency. It's not what we do once in a while that makes us who we are, that develops the characteristics we possess, but what we do consistently. I've been meditating pretty much every day for 3 years because I realized I didn't want to be someone that just snaps at stuff. I wanted to be someone who can react in a calm way. I want to be someone who's super self-aware. So I'm able to see my life, and I'm able to see things from greater perspective. And so out of that, I identified, okay, that's who I want to be. What are the habits that build to that? I began journaling. I began reflecting and taking time in my week to reflect. These are all habits I identified that will help me get there. And then out of that, I started doing that every day, meditating, sitting down with my head was going all over the place because that's kind of the beginning process of meditation. But it was calming my brain down and observing my thoughts, becoming more self-aware. And so out of that, I did that consistently over and over again. And it began to build that characteristic. I became a more calm and grounded person. And now I'm working on other characteristics, and I'm beginning to become a better version of myself. And this is a process I've gone on for the last 6 years, and it will go on for probably the rest of my life. It's going on for all of us. We all have things that we love about ourselves and we're grateful for, and we all have things that we want to work on in some area of our life. And it's a continual evolution of who we are, becoming better and better every single day, becoming better today than we were yesterday, as cliche as that sounds. And again, the way to do it is to clarify, is to identify not just who we want to be. That's not enough. Goal setting is not enough. It's not just enough to know that. You need to identify what are the things you're going to do to help you get there. And then how can you do things consistently to help you get there? If you want to be more confident, every day, do certain things that will help you be more confident. Write down your list of accomplishments. Take time to really integrate the wins from your life, like I shared in, for example, one of my confidence trainings. Go through those processes, build new habits that will create that confidence for you and do it consistently. And I'll end with this. One of the kind of favorite quotes in my family, and I heard this a lot growing up, is this one. Daily disciplines done daily build character. Daily disciplines done daily build character. Again, it's not something you do once in a while that develops who you are. It's what we do repeatedly. Our daily disciplines. So if I'm meditating every day, that daily discipline is building the character that I want to build for myself. If I'm going through journaling every day, let's say if you're someone who wants to improve your health and fitness, if you're running every day, you'll develop the characteristic of being someone who's disciplined and who runs every day, someone who's healthy, someone who cares about their health, someone who treats their body like a temple. You're developing that characteristic. So developing those characteristics. Once again, daily disciplines done daily build character. And from this video, identify who you want to be. What's that next step? What's a characteristic you want to develop? What is it going to take to get there? What are some of the habits that you can develop, for example? Start at this level. What are some of the actions you can take, the habits you can build? And then do those consistently. Set out a plan for yourself for 21 days. Pick one thing. Focus on that and do that for 7 days, 21 days, 30 days. And you'll start to see your character change. And then you go through this whole cycle again. So that's how you change your identity. And as you do that, you'll start to change how you see the world. And you'll start to see new opportunities, new things come into your life. As I've seen working with customers and clients all around the world. When you change inside, you start to change what happens around you. So I hope you got value from this video. Again, comment down below if you have any questions about this. I'm sure I'll engage with that. And as well, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it, comment, share it out to someone who may find this useful. Share this video out to as many people. And I hope you, again, enjoyed this video and go out there today. Have an incredible, incredible day.